The San Francisco 49ers have faced yet another tough blow this season, and this time it involves our star quarterback. After a heartbreaking loss to the Detroit Lions, the news surrounding his elbow injury has left fans on edge. Is this the moment we feared? Stay tuned as we dive into the latest updates and what it could mean for the team moving forward. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like to stay in the loop with all things 49ers. Brock Purdy's elbow injury has sent shockwaves through the San Francisco 49ers community, and honestly, it couldn't have come at a worse time. After a thrilling game against the Detroit Lions that ended in a heartbreaking 40-34 loss, we witnessed Purdy go down early in the game, and the implications of this injury could be significant for our team moving forward. Purdy was sacked in the fourth quarter, and while initial tests on his UCL came back clean, he described his elbow as feeling on fire. That's not exactly a reassuring sign for any quarterback, let alone one who has already undergone surgery on that same elbow. Coach Shanahan hinted that it might be a nerve issue, and now we're left waiting for an MRI to determine the full scope of the damage. This is a nerve-wracking situation for all of us fans, isn't it? Looking back on the 2024 season, injuries have plagued our squad, and it seems almost poetic that Purdy would become the latest casualty. With nothing left to gain this year, I can't help but wonder if the team will choose to take a cautious approach with him. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they decided to hold him out of the final game against the Arizona Cardinals, especially given how our season has unfolded. Now, let's be honest here. I want the best for our team, and for Purdy. We need him healthy if we're going to make a real push in 2025. But hearing him describe his arm as on fire isn't exactly the kind of news I wanted to hear. It really puts a damper on our hopes moving forward. Can you imagine the disappointment if this injury turns out to be serious? There's a lot riding on these next few days as we await further details on Purdy's condition. The uncertainty is palpable, and it's hard not to feel anxious about what this means for our future. I mean, you have to think about how critical he is to our offense. If Purdy can't go, how do we feel about Joshua Dobbs stepping in? It's a huge question mark that weighs heavily on my mind. And here's the thing. You have to ask yourself, was it worth it to push him back into the game? I'm honestly torn on this. Part of me wants to see our star quarterback out there giving it everything he's got. But another part of me knows that our long-term success hinges on keeping him healthy. So, was it the right decision to risk him? I want to hear your thoughts on this too. The 49ers have a lot to consider as we look ahead to the offseason. This franchise has a rich history and a passionate fan base that deserves better than what we've experienced this year. If injuries continue to define our season, how do we bounce back? What adjustments will the front office make? This is a pivotal moment for us as fans. We need to rally behind our team and support them through these tough times. We've seen the highs and lows of being a 49ers fan, but it's during moments like this that our loyalty is truly tested. So I urge you, let's stay engaged and hopeful. And you? What do you think about all of this? Do you believe that Purdy will be okay? Do you agree with the approach the team is taking? I want to hear your opinions and frustrations in the comments below. Hey, 49ers fans. There's been a lot of chatter lately, especially after that nail-biting loss to the Detroit Lions, where we fell short 40-34. But amidst the disappointment of a 6-10 season, there's some clarity coming from the top. Team owner Jed York has made it crystal clear. Shanahan and John Lynch are not going anywhere. It's a bold statement given the current standings, and honestly, it raises a few eyebrows. York confirmed in an interview with the San Francisco Standard that both Shanahan and Lynch will be back for the 2025 season. Despite our struggles this year, he expressed unwavering confidence in their leadership. Now, I know many of us are feeling the sting of this season, especially since we were riding high as the defending NFC champions just a year ago. But let's take a moment to reflect on what Shanahan and Lynch have accomplished together. 4 playoff appearances and 2 Super Bowl runs in just 8 seasons is no small feat. This isn't just about one disappointing year, it's about a broader vision. However, it's hard to ignore the reality of our situation. After a promising start, the team hit a rough patch with losses to the Seahawks and the Packers, which ultimately led to our playoff elimination for the first time since 2020. It's tough to witness our first losing season since then, especially after a tough loss to the Miami Dolphins. But here's where it gets interesting. Shanahan and Lynch both signed contract extensions in 2023, securing their positions through 2026. Shanahan reportedly makes around $15 million a year through 2027. That's a serious commitment from the organization. But let's talk about the emotional side of this. As fans, we invest so much into this team, and it's frustrating to see our hopes dashed. There's a lot of speculation about what the future holds. Will they be able to turn this ship around? I genuinely believe that Shanahan has a vision for this team, and while it may be tough right now, I can't help but feel hopeful about what's next. After all, Shanahan himself has said he doesn't want to coach anywhere else but here in San Francisco. That kind of loyalty means a lot. But back to you, the fans. How do you feel about York's decision to keep Shanahan and Lynch? Is this the right call? Personally, I'm a bit torn. On one hand, I appreciate the stability that comes with keeping a proven coaching staff. But on the other hand, I understand the frustration of a season that hasn't gone as planned. It's a delicate balance between loyalty and results, and I want to hear from you about where you stand on this. Our expectations were sky high coming into this season, and it's disheartening to see them crushed under the weight of injuries and tough losses. But remember, this team has bounced back before. We've seen Shanahan orchestrate incredible comebacks, and Lynch has an eye for talent that can reshape our roster. I genuinely believe our future can still be bright if we stick together and support our team through thick and thin. So, what do you think? Are you on board with keeping Shanahan and Lynch, or do you think it's time for a change? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a discussion about our hopes and frustrations as we look toward the future. And before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your fellow 49ers fans, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates. You don't want to miss any of the essential news as we navigate the offseason. And make sure to activate that notification bell so you're always in the loop. Let's keep the faith, 49ers faithful.